Hey guys, Michael here from GuitarGate.com, and welcome to this Learn the Solo series. If you watched the last Learn the Song, that is where we went over Sublime, Santeria. Now we're going to learn the solo. Now this is Bradley Knoll playing guitar, and like I said in the previous lesson, which if you haven't seen, the link's in the description, Bradley Knoll is really a good guitar player. And he's especially good because his use of melody and harmony creates such strong lines, and they're so incredibly memorable. And they work so well over that reggae groove that, I mean, dude, that's just why we all love Sublime. Now, if you remember from when we broke down the song, what makes this song the hook that it is the second chord, the G sharp major in the verse. Now this solo takes the place of the third verse in the song. So you're soloing over the whole solo section, which is E major, G sharp major, C sharp minor, B minor, and you do that 2 times. So we're going to break this solo down into 8 pieces. So each piece of each specific chord. So it starts out 4 of E major. And it goes straight into your standard E major pentatonic. Right? Now, what this is just E, so root, sliding from your 2 to your 3, 5, 6, root, bending up on the 2 to get a little bluesy, right? Kind of like you're flirting with that flat 3. Now you can do this in different positions. Right? The point here is that this is just E major pentatonic. Then, after you do and you're back on the root, you hit that major 7. And that's the hook. That is the melody note which you hear him sing in every part of the verse. And because it's so rare to hear a melody that's just selling that major 7th, when he takes the lead and he does the same thing in the lead, it just sounds like that verse. It just really sells this whole song. So all he's doing there, right? We talked about it before. He's getting that D sharp, which is the 5th in G sharp major, or G sharp minor, but he makes it major because he wants this G sharp to function like a secondary dominant and go to C sharp, which of course is the other note that he's leading to in this lick. So the first piece. Now the second piece. All he's doing, that's your chord tone. And then he's going down. Now we're on the C sharp part of the chords, and he does this lick. Or something like that. That is just C sharp minor pentatonic. Nothing fancy at all about that. Root, flat 7, 5th, 4th, minor 3rd, root again. Now I believe he does go and bend this here. Bend that 4th to make it a little bluesy. But, because you're kind of flirting with that flat 5. But the whole idea here, right, is this is C sharp minor pentatonic, and he wants to do a fast run. And then it's to B. And then he does this super cool chromatic run over B, which he does in a set of 6, if you want to think about it like that. So it's, right? So this is, you're starting on F sharp, which is the 5th in B. And then he does that same thing, just jumps up to the next octave. Except instead of going, right, B, C, C sharp, it goes B, C, to an E, because he wants to finish on an E to cut, because that's the key we're in. to kind of, bring our ear back to our center zone. He doesn't want to end on that, right? It doesn't sound as good as that. So if you think about it, now if you're slick, you can still go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You got to speed up that last one a little bit. But he doesn't. He skips this and just finishes it like it's E major pentatonic. And all this is, again, this is going over the B chord, 5th, flat 6, 6th, root, 2, flat 2, or flat 2, 2. But, it's kind of like you're almost thinking about it in E at this point. You're not thinking like you're playing over a B, because as it finishes in that E, it's almost like it's a strange lick, but it's all chromatic. The point here is that he's starting in E major, and then he's selling that D sharp. That's the whole point of this section right here. He is just selling that D sharp. You're not thinking a different scale. All you're thinking is, right, because this is over this G sharp chord. And then over C sharp minor, he's just busting a real fast C sharp minor lick. And then even though the chord goes to B, he does this chromatic run, which is in E, to bring it back to E. Now for the second half of the solo, he does this. So the first part of that, he's in, back to E major pentatonic. And he does this bend, right? So you're bending from B to C sharp, and he hits another C sharp, almost like you're implying you're in C sharp minor. And then again, this is just classic E major pentatonic licks. Or if you're thinking like you're in C sharp minor, right? Pattern 4. Exact same key, so it works out just fine. You can think of it that way as E major. But then he's got to sell this, right? He's got to sell this G sharp major. But he's not doing the melody now. He's not doing the melody where he's got to get the D sharp. That's not the thing. We're not doing the, right? He needs to sell it some other way. And so when he goes up here, there's your G sharp, but he gets the major third in it, okay? That's the C. Here's the full shape if you want to visualize it. And it sells it so much. That's how you just hear it. Then, this really, really cool part. It goes to C sharp minor to B again. And now what he does is he's thinking C sharp minor right here, but kind of like you're playing a blues, because he does this. Now this is a classic blues technique, where if I'm in blues, if I'm in C sharp minor, I could play licks. And I grab the second string, and if I'm thinking in terms of like this is my key, this would be my 6th. Now this note is not in the key of C sharp at all, right? It is not in this blues, right? It's not in the key of E major. This is a non-diatonic note. This is a flat 5, basically. But it works because he plays it and kind of bends it up like a classic blues player would do. So he's kind of thinking C sharp blues here. And he gives it a little tug up to get this Go into that B, that chord tone, in E, or the flat 7 in C sharp, but anyway, this is in the key. And then this, the 4 is kind of going towards that flat 5, right? Then it goes, and then you're just finished. That's your root. Right, E, F sharp, and E. That's just your 1, your 2, and your 1. And that's the lead. So again, let's talk our way through it. You have E major, T's up to create that movement to get that D sharp, which is the 5th in G sharp. You're just selling that for a second. Let it sing. Then it goes to C sharp. You're busting the lick in C sharp. And then over the B, you're doing a chromatic run in E. And then back when you're at the E, right, the E major pentatonic, you're doing a little, putting a lot of feeling into it. And then when you slide back up, make sure you hit that C. That is the major 3rd in G sharp major. You can visualize it like that. And that's how you sell that change. And then you're thinking C sharp blues. And you finish with E major. And that is the solo to Santeria, played by Bradley Noel from the band Sublime. If you like this series, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And make sure you drop hashtag learn the solo or learn the song. If you want to see me break down some other famous songs with famous solos and see how you would approach playing them. I'll see you in the next one.